Hey, hey, hello. This is Tamara Burkett. She is a customer loyalty architect and creator of Hidden Opportunities Program, which integrates concepts from the fields of emotional intelligence, psychology, and communications into powerful strategies to grow loyal customers. Tamara, Tamara has a master's degree in organizational management and offers over 15 years of experience developing strategic relationships for national organizations. She guides her clients through a transformative process to improve their customer relations and build sustainable profits. Thank you so much for your time, Tamara. And sorry I botched your name in the middle there, but I'm terrible with everybody's name. It's not just you. So thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful to have you on the vlog and share more about your story and who you are and everything that you bring to the world. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here and chat with you today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love being more relationable with people in general, and I would love you to tell us something interesting about you and your life that you would like to share.
Okay, sure. So something interesting about me is that I love to try different activities. And so I've tried different things like boxing, kickboxing, and roller derby. I actually tried out for our local Brew City Bruisers roller derby team.
Cool.
The nickname of Black Ice. It took me like a couple of months to come up with that name.
Yeah, I love that. I instantly think that you're a really good skater.
No.
You just skate right across like super smooth.
No, I'm not. I'm not a great skater at all. But I thought this was the closest I'll ever get to be like an actual superhero, was to be a roller derby girl. So,
I
you know,
like it.
I tried out. I got all the skates and all the padding, and it was actually a fun experience. But I did end up fracturing my ankle, so that was the end of that sport.
Oh. Excuse me. Well, yeah, I mean, you have to be fearless to try out roller derby. It's a pretty aggressive sport, and getting over, someone else pushing you or having to skate really fast in a circle. I have been to a roller derby bout
Yeah.
and once before and saw one of my clients do that, and I thought it was just so interesting. I had never been to one in person, and a lot of people probably just think about the movie Whip It. So I love when I meet people that have also like had the experience and actually tried it out. I never have, but I've been to one in person. I was like, it's so much cooler in person than what you see in the movies. Like, it takes brave people to do it. So I love that you try new things and that you're open to giving new experiences a whirl and seeing what fits for you. So what's your activity that you're really into right now?
So I'm really into Pilates, classical Pilates. And that I tell people like that's sweet torture, because if you ever go and do like a one-on-one type of class, they have all this different equipment, but it's built to help you stretch, to have a deeper stretch and get into different positions. But it's hardcore, and afterwards I feel so like invigorated and alive that it's like
Yeah.
no other activity has given me that high yet. So I'm addicted to how I feel afterwards.
That's awesome. I've never tried Pilates, to be honest with you, but that sounds cool. I need more stretching in my life, so that
Yeah, if
might
you
be
ever
something to look at.
definitely try it out.
I'm all about trying new things, so there's definitely a chance that I will. I like it. Thank you for that. So when fear was holding you down, where were you mentally, and how did you feel about yourself during that time?
Oh wow, I was in a really dark place and didn't know it. I always think of myself as being kind of like this truth seeker, and at the time it was like there are so many different opinions and options that it was hard for me to really figure out what was the best for me. But it just started with that question of what's the best for me, and giving myself patience, that I was able to work out of that fear. But I feel like I was in a pitch black room when I was just when I just let fear take over, and
Yeah.
it was really limiting to me. Like I really couldn't do a whole lot. And so the things that I really had fear around was just allowing people to see me for who I am. And that vulnerability, I wasn't able to do that when I was in fear. So like I said, it was just
Yeah.
being in a dark, trapped. I was very limited in the different things that I could do at that time because I really didn't believe in myself and I didn't have a positive self-image.
Yeah. And that's a really lonely place to be.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Yeah. So, okay. So when you're breaking free of having those fears and you're moving in new directions, being more positive about those things and finding a way out of that dark room, sometimes we have relationships that shift and change. And I'd love you to tell us a little bit more about how relationships changed for you in the midst of making those shifts in your life.
Sure. So yeah, it's so the friends and family that I had in my life at the time, they when I look at where they were in life, they were not at that point where I wanted to be. And I look at our conversations, and our conversations was all about, past memories, good or bad, and doing a whole lot of complaining about our life. So when
Yeah.
it came to me wanting to change things and starting to develop interest in other areas, and I became obsessed with these things, well, the conversation changed, right? And so
Right.
it was difficult. It was very difficult for me to continue to have the same closeness with the same family and friends because I was talking about something totally different that they didn't know. Uh,
Right.
and then there were times where I would offer advice or encourage them, and it was like negative pushback right away. It was just like, well, who do you think you are? And
Right.
I'm not going to succeed type things. And so like that taught me a lesson in itself that some people aren't ready, but that doesn't mean that they're toxic, like kick them out of your life. You give them distance, you put some distance because of course you don't want to be hurt and you have boundaries. At the same time, have compassion because everyone wants to be a better person. We all move in different speeds and we all come into our understanding at different times, and it's important
Yeah.
to me with the people that I love that I'm still there for them and I'm able to help them where they are. I say that to my customers. I need to be able to say that to the people that I love too, my family and friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the part of, having the compassion to know, like, is this someone that needs to be cut from my life completely, or is this someone that just needs space from me right now? And when they see like how I'm growing as a person, maybe they'll start growing with me, because really it ends up being to that point. Like, are they growing with you at all, or are they staying here and you're just outgrowing them completely? And then those really are the times that we have to balance out. Like, is it time to cut the tie, or is it, a
Yeah.
conversation that, I'm in this positive place that I can't have your negativity, your whatever it is, pulling me back in a really positive mindset that, you have to make a bigger discussion about. So I love the compassion part that you mentioned. That's really important to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, in that time, it's building boundaries for yourself as well. So it's, I've learned that a lot of times the things that I dislike the most about people are really the same things that to me that I don't like. So
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
yeah, it's like I have to think twice. That's when I have to be very choosy with my words and really ask them about what's going on in their life before I jump to conclusions to say that, what, you're like this sabotager or whatever that, hate me where it's not about me. So absolutely, I totally agree.
Yeah, that's very true too. I like that. Okay, so talking about jumping ship from having those fears and really working on climbing out of that black hole and finding your own stride. When you were jumping ship from your fear, what compelled you to do that? What was the thing that you jumped ship from holding you back?
So it's very strange. Like again, I want to be a better person, and I have this vision of what success looked like in my life, and understanding where I am and where I need to go. And so there was a point where I went to an event with a mentor, and I had applied for a job, and I was hesitant to do it because it was like, no, I don't want to give up on my dreams and have this job, have this job when I'm building my business. And so anyway, I was there, and he asked me to connect with this one person that could really be a great person to connect with, when I get the interview and all this stuff. And so I talked to this guy, and I let him know like my specialty and the things I was looking for. And it was so funny because he thought I was applying for a job or looking for a job with him, when it was more or less, I just kind of want you in my network so I can say that I have, right? And so he just out of nowhere, he said, you seem like a great person and really talented. I don't understand why you're not thriving. And that caught me like right here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not thriving. At first I, be professional, like, haha, laugh it off. But then I thought like in my mind, I was totally cussing him out. Totally
Yeah.
cussing him out. And
Like, excuse me?
what did you say? You don't know me.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it. I thought about it, and okay, yeah, I get it. It was like there was some truth in what he asked, because one, how I carried myself, what was I asking of him, and then two is what how do I define thriving? And it's not always this physical material place.
Right.
It's something from within. I need to
Yep.
be thriving within. And so that's when I was like, you know what, girlfriend, I need to push you out of this comfort zone, or what, trying to creep into the uncomfort zone, like into that uncomfort space. I'm just going to push you out there. I told myself, I'm pushing you out there, and I'm putting you out there so you can be visible, and so that people can learn from you, because I do have a lot to give. I do have a lot of wisdom. And even if I look however I look, putting myself out there, I need to do it anyway, regardless. I'll get better with time and with practice. And if people see me and they can relate to me and my message, then that's what counts. Like, I'm not a glamour girl, but neither are most of the people that I connect with,
Right.
So that's what really got me to just put myself out there.
Yeah, I love that. And so, okay, so with everything you've mentioned, so let's talk about where these fears were. Like, was this when you were little? Is this something you've grown out of? Tell us more about, the fear and what your fear was that was holding you back. Is it all just personal image and what you thought people would think, or just touch on that a little bit more?
Well, yeah, I grew up in a very critical family. They meant well. And so I always felt judged. And so that's the inner voice I developed over time from my childhood up until even this point. And so when I'm always judging myself, I'm judging others. And when I judge myself, of course, there's all this negative talk and self-doubt. Like, I've done everything in my life so that I can look at myself as a success.
Right.
And I define success based on what I saw on TV and what people told me success looked like. And I never thought about like how I defined it and what I wanted to see in my life until later on in my years. And so that was the fear I had to overcome. There were a lot of limiting beliefs that came with being very judgmental and being very critical of myself, and just always assuming I know what others think about me, where in reality, it's none of my business,
Right.
So it's having to get out of that space, because when I'm out of that space, when I'm not focused on me, I can be focused on you. I can be focused on, being there for you, helping you, and feeling good about that, right? And that's where I wanted to be. That's the type of business I wanted to be involved with, regardless of whatever it is that I do, it's, you know, at the end of the day, am I providing insight for you to help you move along? And I can't do that if I'm always focused on me and how I look and what people think of me and how I look and, you know, is this the right outfit and all this type of stuff. So
Yep.
like I had to get over those beliefs of myself and that image of, you know what, my hair is beautiful, I'm beautiful, you know, the mistakes that I make, they're beautiful as long as I can learn from them, right? And so
Yeah.
being able to get to that place has been a challenge, but it's like when I'm able to look back at it and when I'm able to respond to different situations in a positive way and look at the brighter side of things, it's like I've come a long way.
Yeah.
So glad of that. Now I know how to work myself out of like negative situations and I can stop myself from having like those times where you just want to complain. You know,
Yep.
I know how to deal with those situations where I'm not down and feeling sorry for myself for like a week. Now it's just
Right.
like a day or a couple of hours, or, you know, do something really stupid, or I know how to get over it, right? So yeah, that's how I worked myself out of that fear.
I love that. So, I mean, those are really good points, you know, not letting those everyday fears, right? We have little fears every day, even just coming on this vlog. Like, I'm nervous every time I hit play, and I know everyone else is always nervous. Like, it's just one of those things. We're on camera, we're putting ourselves out there for our viewers to take nuggets of knowledge from us, and we don't want to say the wrong things, but let's be real. We're all human, and we make mistakes, and we stumble on words and names, and we, you know, we grow from that. We'll learn how to say the names right and how to properly pronounce different things, and those little nuggets that we get so self-conscious about that other people are just like, oh, I mean, she's real, it's a person.
Right.
And not letting those everyday things really get in our head and overtake our days or our weeks. And I think that's the difference between someone that is moving successfully and not thriving enough, that those pivotal moments that you make the decision, like you said, you know, you just really decide, am I pushing through or am I stepping back and sitting here for a while?
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. That's perfect. So what advice would you give people with overcoming fear in everyday life, or just in general? Yeah, just in general.
So I say that the number one thing for me was to develop a routine of making sure that I was in the right mood, right
Yeah.
attitude when I approached the day. So whether it's, you know, I got up on the wrong side of bed, I had a bad dream and I'm upset with my honey, it was like, okay, I need to listen to some music. Where's my theme music? Or, you know, I need to pump myself up so I can write this article, you know, so then I'll listen to like either different podcasts or motivational type of speeches on YouTube or
Yeah.
whatnot. So I really try to make sure that I'm in the right mindset, and I give
Yeah.
myself that time in between different activities, that transitional piece where I can release whatever tension. Like if I have to do a speech, or like right after this podcast, I'm going to give myself a couple minutes to release whatever little, you know, nervousness or anxiety I had
Yeah.
doing it. And
That's a great tip. I love that.
yeah. So you know, making sure that you're in the right mindset, and it helps you maintain energy throughout the day too. So, you know,
And I think it's a good point though, like making sure your energy isn't going in the wrong places.
yeah, absolutely. So I develop a routine is so important, and making sure before you even interact with people that, you know, you have something that's helping to give you that energy, that positive motivation, so that you can be positive throughout the day and handle things in a productive way.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I was just writing down a quick note of like daily routine, transition time. Like those are really great little tips. And I love the transition part, the giving yourself time, like you said, to just kind of brain dump like any negative thoughts or any, you know, fears that came up that really they're not going to serve you any further. Like it's done, it's over with, like whoop, we're done.
Right.
And to move on to the next thing that you have to do. to move your business or your life forward to start thriving or continue to thrive. So that was fantastic. Thank you so much for that. So like you said, you've really mastered how to move through those kinds of fears and really got your routine down. And I love to be a visionary with the future. So tell us, where do you see yourself in 5 years now that you're living fearlessly and like you know how to do that? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Wow, I see myself being able to spread my message to as many or as big of an audience as possible, and just have that, still keep that feel of intimacy. Like I'm really telling you, sharing my truth and having that community of people and helping them in their life so they can live their best life so that they can thrive. So whether that's speaking in huge auditorium audiences or whatever, or whether that's like webinar, I don't know exactly how that will pan out, but I really want people to come to know me and to know my stories and to help them grow through my message.
Well, awesome. I hope this is a very beginning of all of that, because I know that I've talked to you quite a few times now, and I know that you have a lot of wisdom to share. And guys, ladies, if you're listening, like, you need to connect with Tamara. And where can they connect with you? That's my next question. Where is a great place for everyone to connect with you?
So you can find me on Facebook, and my Facebook is my name, Tamara Burkett. At Tamara Burkett. You can also find me on LinkedIn. That's a great space to find me as well. Those are the two main like social media platforms that I'm on
Cool.
a consistent basis.
Yeah, awesome. So I want to give you just a minute to tell people what you do and how you might be able to serve them.
Sure. So like Rebecca said, I'm a customer loyalty architect. And what I really do is I help people build stronger connections with their customers so that they can graduate from that new customer to a loyal customer. And so I do that through working through customer experience mapping, looking at the CRM systems and things of that nature. So it's really about building a closer connection with your customers so they can rave about you.
I love that. Very cool. So what's leaving them with one last thing from you? Is there anything that you want to tell anyone about fear or about yourself?
Well, the key to fear is really understanding you. I feel like our life journey is really about you getting to know yourself and how you move through this world in this body. And so the stronger understanding you have about yourself and your body connection, the better you're able to connect to other people in the world around you. And so that is the key to fear.
Yeah, I love that. Ah, that's awesome. Well, I want to say thank you so much again for your time. This was fantastic. I can't wait to connect with you again. And guys, if you love anything that she's been talking about, you need to connect with her and leave us comments. Let us know if you have any questions. And thank you so much for watching. Remember to love yourself and live fearlessly.
Yes,
Thank you.
having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.